So you're thinking of moving to Cherry Hill, New Jersey, but you want to know the pros, the cons, the good and the bad, and everything that's going on in Cherry Hill. That's exactly what we're going to cover in today's video. I'm going to bring on a guest that lives in Cherry Hill, grew up in Cherry Hill, to share his experience in the area. And we're going to get started right now. All right, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything about living in South Jersey, then subscribe below and tap the bell for notifications so you can be the first to know every time we send out updated information about the market in South Jersey. My name is Matt Curcio with Curcio Partners at Real Broker. We get calls and messages every day from people just like you looking to make their move in the South Jersey market, and we absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 5 days or 5 months, give us a call, send us a text, or send us an email. All of our information is in the description below. So as I mentioned today, we're going to get started discussing all the pros and cons about Cherry Hill, and I'm going to bring on my guest and we're going to get started right now. All right, so we're here today with a buddy of mine, Christian. He's in the real estate business as well and lives in Cherry Hill. So I wanted his opinion as we go through all the different things about Cherry Hill. Welcome, Christian.
Thank you, Matt. Hi, everyone. Christian Delgazo, owner of City Abstract, born and raised in Cherry Hill, still live in Cherry Hill.
Awesome. So first things first, as we did our research, for all the different towns and sharing all this stuff on YouTube, we found out population size and size of the town. So I'm not sure if you're aware of this, but currently Cherry Hill, over 74,000 people and more than 24 square miles. So what's your opinion on that? And does it feel congested, overly congested? Do you still feel like there's undeveloped parts and, all that? What's your opinion?
I feel like Cherry Hill is a highly populated area. I feel like, I wouldn't say congested, but it definitely can be congested. It definitely has a lot of residents, and there can be traffic at times. Stores get busy at times, so it's definitely.
I don't know that there's much land not developed there, right?
It's rare. There's a new development going up now on Crescent Road, and the houses look beautiful. They just started that, but outside of that, man, there's really no new developments that I'm aware of. All the open space I feel like is parks already.
Awesome. Yeah, well, that's part of having that many people. We just did another town and it was half the amount of people and twice the size. So
I feel like it's congested.
Yeah, it's definitely, I would say, not much more building going on there unless it's small pockets or individual homes. So let's jump in about the schools. You got your son now in the district. I'll give you the ratings and then you can kind of share your opinion as somebody who grew up there and everything. But overall, the schools have an A rating according to niche.com. There's actually 12 elementary schools, 3 or 4 middle, and 2 high schools, east and west. And it used to be separated by where you lived in Cherry Hill. Now it's choice. East has an A rating, west has a B+ rating. So kind of share a little bit about, you growing up in the school district and then, where your son's going to go and your experience so far.
So yeah, I went to Thomas Paine Elementary School, I went to Crucy Middle School, I went to Cherry Hill West. I enjoyed my time at all 3 schools, made tons of friends, turned out okay. I'm a small business owner. I don't know, I have nothing but really good things to say about the schools and my time being there. My son currently is going to Russell Knight Elementary and he loves it. The principal there is amazing. I was kind of scared of my principal as an elementary school student. But Mr. Park, shout out to him. On Fridays when I drop my son off to school in the morning, he's outside dancing. He's got the music blasting. He's just a really positive, high energy guy. And so my son's 8 years old. He's at Russell Knight. He absolutely loves it. So the kid, all kids complain about going to school growing up. My son has never really complained about school, which is crazy. So I think the schools are very good.
Yeah, with those high ratings, it kind of, it makes Cherry Hill a destination for, people that want to raise their families. So high ratings usually mean good experiences, and it also helps the town overall. So let's talk about the income, right? The average income of somebody who, a household in Cherry Hill is 107,000. Any opinion there? Does that seem about right from your experience? When you got to mix, Cherry Hill is also very well known, and it does have a higher end community. But then there's, plenty of spots where the housing is affordable. So what's your opinion there?
I think it sounds right. The median income, there's definitely, it's a very big town. It's a very diverse town. There's definitely some super beautiful neighborhoods, and there's some other neighborhoods that, I guess would be considered lower income. So, the east side's generally known as the nicer side, the wealthier side. But there's parts of the east side that are also lower income. So it's very diverse, and I kind of like that about the town. Like, I didn't grow up living in a bubble, but I also felt safe living in Cherry Hills. But it was all walks of life are there, and I don't know, I've kind of come to appreciate that as I got older and looking back.
Yeah. We're going to get into the housing section a little bit, but it was built years and years ago. So by affordable, it could mean that the house just needs a lot of work because they were built in the 50s and 60s, and even earlier than that in some parts. So talk about that in a little bit, but you touched on safeties. So overall, safety-wise, according to, again, niche.com and a couple other websites, it's a B, which is a high rating, right? They count, what we learned is they count based on violent crimes and property crimes. And they have good ratings, which, land Cherry Hill at a B. How do you feel safety-wise, driving around, all that stuff? Different, parts of Cherry Hill, pretty safe overall.
So I think Cherry Hill's safe. The residents there, everyone's pretty cool. Everyone's pretty safe. There's just a lot to do in Cherry Hill. So there's people from other towns that come to visit Cherry Hill. And I feel like that could bump the crime rate up a little bit, at the Home Depot or the Cherry Hill Mall. So there's a lot of shopping. There's also, arcades, pool halls, and bowling alleys. So I just feel like, maybe some outsiders.
And the police department, good police department?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've sold some of the people on the department, their homes and stuff. And, it's busy, obviously, the mall is enormous. We actually shot another video where we kind of do a whole tour of Cherry Hill over a map video and kind of show you around. And then we have even another video where we drive you through all the different neighborhoods that shows you ages, price ranges, and more. So, but overall, not scared to be in Cherry Hill.
I'm not, no.
Yeah. Awesome. So let's talk about outdoors. Having a son yourself and growing up there, I'm sure you had friends doing lots of stuff. We were amazed to find it's got the most parks in any town. There's over 50 parks in Cherry Hill. Yeah. So I guess with that, and parks, by the way, everybody, there's going to be bigger parks, and then some of the big parks are cut into multiple parks, and then there's small, swing set and, a little playground, and that's considered a park. So what are some of your favorite parks and places that you, whether it's grew up or take your son today?
So start with my son. There's a park that's called Jake's Place. It's handicap friendly. It has like the soft turf if like a kid were to fall on the playground. And so we'll go there just by ourselves. He always finds other kids to play with. He's very entertained. And it's got a great little playground area. They recently built a dog park there. It's great for jogging. So the playground's considered Jake's Place, and then the actual park's considered Challenge Grove. You and I played softball there over the years. I was on a softball team there over the years. So there's also a part in the park called Croft Farm. So this one particular area has a lot going on, and it's the closest park to my house. So Challenge Grove, the playground, Jake's Place, the playground, Croft Farm in the back, just has a lot going on. So there's that, and then pretty close to there is another park that I go jogging at. It's called Pennypacker. It's one of the more popular jogging trails, and it's a rather large park.
Yeah, I think we noticed on that when we did the map video that there's like a bunch of sections of it called different sections now. Growing up, it was probably all about.
Growing up, I called it Pennypacker Park. Now I'm sure it's chopped up into different names from Woolworth Park. Yeah, Pennypacker is what people from Cherry Hill call it. So
nice. So let's talk about sports, right? got the parks. First things first, golf. Cherry Hill does have Woodcrest. I think that's the only golf club. There are some other things golf-wise, driving range and some other things, but overall, Legacy, that's public or private for both?
So Legacy was once called Woodcrest Country Club, and it was private. Then it was like semi-private, and now I'm pretty sure it's all private.
Well,
it's a great golf course.
Yeah, we'll check on that. I was just at an outing there. It was beautiful. So that course, and we just had a nice event there too. If you're weddings, banquets, anything you need, Legacy at Woodcrest is what it's called today. So outside of that, let's talk about, I mean, you got XL Sports World to, share about that.
So XL Sports World is a huge complex for children and adults. They have like 3 indoor football fields, also could be considered soccer fields. They have a little hockey rink indoors. And so my son currently has basketball practice there this Friday night. And then he has his flag football practice there Saturday. So I spend a lot of time at XL Sports World, and it's just a cool spot for kids. My son has his friends there, so he enjoys it. And then other things to do in Cherry Hill along the sports theme is they have a Cherry Hill skating rink.
Okay.
Which I guess is considered a sport. They have the bowling alley. They have 2 bowling alleys. And Challenge Grove, where you and I played softball.
Yeah,
so there's tons of parks where they have men's leagues.
And those turf facilities, they're just kind of taking over the East Coast, I think, where every 20, 30 minutes or so, you'll find a facility. And when they build these big ones, it's just awesome because the kids can do soccer, indoor soccer, football, and then basketball and everything that they can come up with. So, all right. So back to, I guess, sports. We also, being in Cherry Hill, we're right next to Philadelphia. So you get all the professional sports. So Phillies, Flyers, Eagles, Sixers are all with it. What's it take, about 20 minutes to get to Philly?
I've gotten to South Philadelphia, where the stadiums are, from my house in 15 minutes. That's without traffic. I have season tickets to Phillies, Flyers, Sixers, all 4 major sports I have season tickets to, so I'm down there frequently.
And then, oh wait, we didn't talk about speed line. So you guys got a speed line too. So
yes, there's a speed line you can take, and takes you directly into Center City, and then you can jump on the Broad Street line, take that down to the stadiums. So there is public transit. I drive for the most part.
Yeah.
Oftentimes when I do go into Philly, say for work, I'll drive to the Haddonfield station. It's a little closer to my house, and then take that over speed line into Philly.
And that runs till about like 12 or 1 in the morning, I think. You can go in and out.
I'm not sure when it closes or when it doesn't close, but I've taken it late at night. I've taken it early in the morning.
So it's
got closes, I'm not sure, but it's definitely open more than it's closed.
Yeah. So it's, again, for those commute wise, again, Cherry Hill, 15 minutes, you can be into Philadelphia. And if you don't want to drive there is options for you. So let's talk about shopping and food, right? Because you got everything. In my opinion, Cherry Hill is, it's got the largest mall in the area. So even people from the lower counties, as you go south towards Delaware, and the northern counties and Philadelphia, they'll come over to the Cherry Hill Mall because it's one of the biggest. So, shopping and food, obviously the mall. What else? Capitol Grill.
Eddie V's is the new one.
Yep.
I was at Seasons 52 last night. Lamberti's is my favorite restaurant. It's my father's favorite restaurant. Lamberti's isn't a chain restaurant. Obviously, it's got an Italian name. It's an Italian restaurant, specializes in seafood. We're big fans of Lamberti's.
Yeah.
So, but no, Cherry Hill is definitely known for, as a destination for shopping, I guess. So the Cherry Hill Mall, I grew up right up the street from the mall. I used to walk to the mall. I was kind of a mall rat. So the Cherry Hill, I worked at the Cherry Hill Mall growing up. So the Cherry Hill Mall, it's kind of near and dear to my heart. Probably to a lot of people that grew up in Cherry Hill, it's near and dear to their hearts. And they've done a great job over there. They have several restaurants connected to it, whether it's Capitol Grill, Eddie V's is the new one, Seasons 52, and there's a host of other restaurants there. And then as far as like food shopping, like people from Philadelphia will come to Cherry Hill to do food shop because we have a Wegmans,
Right.
we have a Whole Foods, we have a Trader Joe's.
And they're the only ones in the area. Like there's not, I don't know, maybe Moorestown might be the next one that has any of that. But in general, everything else just has kind of ShopRites, Acme's and stuff like that. So yeah, so what, any other, oh, and by the way, you don't only have them all. You have the old Garden State Racetrack, right? Which has
Yes.
a bunch of food, restaurants. And that's where I think Trader Joe's is or Wegmans.
That's where Trader Joe's is, where Wegmans is. So yeah, the old racetrack, I used to work there as well, growing up. And down, yeah, they knocked it down, and it's a nice shopping area, but that's where the Wegmans is. There's a Home Depot there that's very popular. And there's a Michelin rated dumpling Asian, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
There's Five Guys too. It's just everything. Best Buy is in the plaza, like, and they built a whole community around it. So there's an adult section and regular section. So great spot there. But overall, Cherry Hill, there is no shortage of places to get food.
And then there's King of Pizza, is my favorite. You know, there's also Vito's. So there's tons of like pizzas. People just come to Cherry Hill to do food shopping and clothes shopping. It's kind of known for that for sure.
Yeah. So let's talk about traffic, right? So traffic, obviously being that populated without much more, space to grow, I'm going to say it's, when we talk about pros and cons, I'm going to say this might be the con of living in Cherry Hill, where traffic can get a little bit crazy. You got some main arteries, Route 70, race roads, 98, yeah, and you're connected to all these highways, but I guess getting around, what's your experience on traffic?
So especially if you live on the east side of Cherry Hill, like Philadelphia's to the west, so people after work are going home to the east side of town towards Cherry Hill East, Route 70, it just gets congested heading east, in rush hour traffic heading home. And in the morning, I guess same thing, heading towards Philadelphia, traffic's a little crazy.
Yeah.
And in the mornings with everyone going to school, so it's a populated area, traffic, it does get congested sometimes. It's definitely one of the few downsides I think of Cherry Hill. But I know a lot of the back roads and how to maneuver, so it's not as bad as I guess someone just driving through the town. But for the most part, it's not terrible. It moves quickly. I think they've done a good job, on Route 38, Route 70. So even when it is congested, like you're still kind of moving for the most part. It's not like gridlock, like no one's going anywhere, but there's a lot of people heading home and traveling through Cherry Hill. So it's definitely
So that would be, one of the things, or plan for some extra time. If you're living in that area, going to Philly in rush hour, or coming home from Philly.
I think it's a very convenient place to live. Everything is there, but yeah, you can't, you definitely got to plan ahead, dude. Like there's definitely, it's not like the Poconos where something's 15 miles away. It takes you 15 minutes to go that 15 miles. Like something's 15 miles away in the Cherry Hill area, it could take you a little about half hour to get there.
Yeah. All right. So housing, right? Obviously, that's my expertise in general. The township has a average sales price of $290,000. Tax rate, according to different websites, they are at 3.7 is the rate that they use, which average taxes are about $8,500. With 290, that's actually close to the county average. So it's actually, again, puts us in an affordable category when it comes to the town versus the county. Which is good. In my opinion, it'll hover at that number because of the age of the homes, because it was built in the 50s and 60s. Again, refer to our video where we tour the neighborhoods, but anything built, more than 20 years ago, they're going to need to be renovated. They're going to need to be updated. So you're buying homes that need work, which keeps the price a little bit lower than an area where it was just built in the last 10 to 20 years, where the prices are so elevated, right? So I think that's, a good price. Your opinion of housing in Cherry Hill?
The 290 is the median average home of a price. I feel like that's on the low side, to be honest with you.
Well, it also does include townhomes, most likely townhomes, condos, and everything. Which Cherry Hill has
40 housing. I'm sure that brings that number down.
Lots of condos.
There's lots of condos. That's true.
And townhomes and all that stuff. So yeah, it's probably just a general average.
Yes, there's some magnificent neighborhoods in Cherry Hill with some super high-end homes that are beautiful. Like I said, I feel like there's also a very middle class, feel to parts of Cherry Hill, which is kind of where I came from,
Yeah.
So, it's a lot of people think of it as a ritzy town. I think for the most part, it's a middle class town and just some really great neighborhoods.
Yep. And there are some private communities, some gated sections and stuff like that. Some of the pro athletes and
We just
people.
did one, yeah.
Yeah, it is a destination again with being centrally located, being one of the, pulses of New Jersey. Anybody, if I travel out of the area, and they say, where are you from? If I mention Cherry Hill, that's the one town that they've heard of. So,
Yeah, in the not too distant past, we did a closing for two different 76ers players that bought houses in the millions of dollar range in Cherry Hill. So there's definitely some high-end stuff.
yeah, yep. All right, so let's wrap it up here. So we're going to go down each category and kind of give our opinions of pro or con. So population, I'm going to say it's a good thing, but it also can be a con because it's a little bit overpopulated, which can cause some traffic and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that was a double-edged sword for sure.
Yeah.
That's pro and con. I like the population, but it definitely can be congested at times for sure.
Yeah. All right, so schools, I'm going to give that a pro, right? When it comes to a pro or the schools, the high grade, which is A for overall, and the two high schools being A and B, I'm going to say that's going to keep your property values up. So that's going to be a pro in my opinion. You too?
Yeah, like I said earlier, my son loves the school district. I grew up in the school district, turned out pretty good. So I'm a big fan of the schools in Cherry Hill for sure. A.
Awesome. Income, which overall 107 with that many people, I think that's just a good average, which living in the area, I think that's fair.
A great pro.
All right, let's see, outdoors and sports with over 50 parks, there's tons to do. That's going to be a pro for sure.
Yeah, park's definitely a pro. And also, since this is under outdoors, there's a swim club in like every neighborhood in Cherry Hill.
Yeah,
There's like close to 20 swim clubs in Cherry Hill. So there's just a lot of stuff to do outdoors.
yeah, they definitely have plenty of stuff to get you and your family out of the house. All right, traffic. I'm gonna give it a con just because
It's fair.
Yeah, just it's a pro. Again, pro to be around the mall and have all that shopping, but the negative would be driving around anytime during rush hour. Other than rush hour, you're gonna be fine getting around Cherry Hill. So
I agree, con.
all right, shopping, food. I'm gonna say it's got to be a pro.
No, for sure. It's definitely one of the strengths of the town. Some great restaurants. There's mom and pop restaurants. Chick's Deli's a hidden gem. Just a great place to find just about anything you want to eat.
Yeah,
Pizza,
all the
fine
shopping.
dining.
And like the Trader Joe's, the Wegmans, the sought out, upper end, grocery stores are all there too. So definitely a pro to be living in the Cherry Hill area. And we'll touch on housing. I think, and again, refer to that video where we drive you through the neighborhoods or do the overhead map tour. But housing with the overall cost on average being about $290, I think it's a pro because I think it's affordable still, and you can find those houses that do need some work. If you're willing to make some, sweat equity, that option is there, and you can get into a really nice town with all of these amenities for a good price. You agree?
I think it's a great place to raise a family. I think it's a great place to buy a fixer-upper. I think it's a great place to buy a house that's already been fixed up. I think the housing market is strong in Cherry Hill. It's a desirable place. And from an investment standpoint, I really think if you bought something and held on to it, you'd turn out very happy at the end of it.
Awesome. Well, we are experts in housing, both of us. So if you're in the Cherry Hill market, we're happy to help, and we'll see you again soon.
My man, thank you for having me.
All right, buddy. See ya.